Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Anthony and in today's video I'm going to talk to you about vegan leather and what is vegan leather. Now, throughout my years in design I have been using vegan leather since I started design, which is over 10 years ago, but it wasn't called vegan leather back then. But before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really does help my channel to grow. Please also leave a comment, I like to chat to you guys and get to know you a bit, and I want to build this fashion community up where we can all get together and have a bit of a chat. Alright, okay, so let's get started. So, what is vegan leather? Well, vegan leather is polyurethane, fake leather, basically it is plastic. Now, it's something that I have been using for the past 10 years in my career, but when I first started, we did not call it vegan leather, we just called it fake leather or PU. Now, way back when I first started and I was using it, it wasn't as ethical as it is now. There's a lot more advancements in fake leather and vegan leather to make it a lot more environmentally friendly, and it's come on leaps and bounds even in the last 3 years, and there's a lot of big designers that have now started to make the switch from real leather to vegan leather, because the leather industry is one of the biggest contributors when it comes to fashion for CO2 emissions and environmental change. Now, there are a few arguments for real leather, which is it is a byproduct of the meat industry, but even though that is true, the meat industry and the agricultural sector is responsible for the largest amount of methane that is being produced and pushed into our atmosphere. So it's not that good. And wherever brands can sort of minimise their impact is better. So making the switch from real leather to vegan leather makes sense, right? So what is vegan leather made from? Well, it can be made from a number of different things. The main one being is plastic, and most of the time the plastic is not recycled, so it's not that environmentally friendly. But there are a lot of companies now that are developing vegan leathers that are made from recycled bottles, recycled plastics and all of that kind of stuff, so it doesn't go into landfill, it doesn't go into our oceans, and it doesn't go into our environment, and it's being reused and made into a beautiful product. Not only that, there's a lot of vegan leather out there that can be made from more natural fibres, which is better because it is more biodegradable, such as pineapple leaves, cork and fruit waste. All this is mushed together and made into this synthetic leather. And I have to say, the ones that I have seen look amazing, really convincing and really nice. What's really great about vegan leather is it's very versatile and there isn't as much waste. So with vegan leather, you can make clothes, you can make accessories, you can make shoes. And because of the way that leather is produced, i.e. on rolls and in a square format, it makes it a lot easier when the pattern cutters and the suppliers are making it to make sure that all the pattern pieces fit onto the material in just the right way, so there is more consumption of the material and less waste. Whereas on leather, because the skins are so bizarrely shaped, that there is a lot of waste when it comes to leather, and there's different grades in leather where it goes through A, B, C and D, and you really want the A grade to get the best possible leather. I might do a real leather versus vegan leather video in the future. If you want to see that, give this video a big thumbs up. So what is the impact on our environment for vegan leather? Well, after doing a little bit of research, I was actually really surprised because I was always under the impression that vegan leather was very harmful to the environment and that leather wasn't. Well, actually, no, it's the other way around. I've been looking at different statistics and it says that vegan leather doesn't produce as much toxic gases and doesn't produce as much as an environmental impact on our planet. Materials that come higher on the list before vegan leather are things like cotton, silk, and obviously leather, wool, and all of that kind of stuff. That is higher on the list for producing more gases and emissions and all of that, whereas polyurethane vegan leather is relatively low. In some cases, it's 1/10 of the amount of emissions than what these other materials are producing, which is crazy. And one designer that's really leading the way in the whole sustainability and fashion ethics is Stella McCartney. Now, I have done a top 5 sustainable brands video. If you want to go and watch that, click here, and Stella McCartney is one of them. Now, she is known within the industry for being very outspoken, very environmentally friendly, and she has always used vegan leather. So none of her bags, belts, wallets, anything like that are made from real leather. So it's amazing to see that someone who is so high fashion, so elevated, is actually pushing to make sure that vegan leather is in the forefront of her brand. So how does vegan leather look and feel compared to real leather? Well, I've obviously been working with it for over 10 years, and in that 10 years I have seen some amazing vegan leather that looks, feels, and even sometimes smells like real leather. And it's so convincing that sometimes people ask, oh, is this real? And when I say, no, it's fake leather, people are quite shocked by it. There's also a few little tricks that we as designers can do to make vegan leather look and feel more like real leather, such as we can add Bombay to different straps, we can add a padded membrane behind the leather so it's got that more soft, supple feeling, and we can also choose different grains. Vegan leather comes in a variety of different grains and patterns and prints, and it is very versatile. You can get pebbles, Saffianos, you can get wood grains, you can get veg tan looking vegan leathers, you can even get vegan leathers that have got that kind of oily feeling that you get on some really luxury leathers. So there's not really much of an excuse to not try and use these vegan leathers. Now when you go to more fast fashion stores and you buy, say, I don't know, a bag or a pair of shoes and it's 15, 16 quid, then they will be actually vegan leather. Yes, vegan leather can be very, very cheap. Now the cheaper stuff isn't as environmentally friendly as the more expensive stuff that you might get from Stella McCartney, but it is still vegan leather. You can get it in places like New Look, H&M, Zara, Forever 21, anywhere like that you can probably find vegan leather. And over the next few years, fast fashion companies like the ones I've just mentioned are going to start to market all of their faux leather as vegan leather because it is a massive movement within fashion. I've had both vegan leather bags and real leather bags, and honestly the real leather bags do stand up to the test of time and last a little bit longer, but obviously the vegan leather bags that I've had are really cheap, so I imagine if I spent a little bit more money they would last a bit longer as well. But as I say, if you are spending like £15 on a bag, you don't really take care of it as much as if you're spending say £300 on a vegan leather bag. You'll take care of it more. If you've spent that amount of money on it, you'll want to make sure that it lasts as long as possible. Even though the coating on vegan leather can split and break relatively easily, it can also happen on real leather. But the difference with real leather and vegan leather is the biodegradableness. Is that even a word? Biodegradableness? The ability to biodegrade is a lot different. Real leather is a natural fibre and therefore should biodegrade relatively naturally and within a good amount of time. Vegan leather, if it's made from plastic and bottles, can take hundreds and hundreds of years to biodegrade, whereas real leather doesn't necessarily biodegrade in that long of a time. However, there is a bit of a discussion whether it's still good to let real leather biodegrade because of all the chemicals and all of the dyes and all of that sort of stuff that's used on the leather to get it to that quality. So there's both pros and cons when it comes to vegan leather and real leather. You just have to weigh them up for yourself and decide which ones that you want to go for. Also, as vegan leather that is made from plastic biodegrades, it releases microplastic into the environment, into our soils and into our oceans. So that's something that you need to be careful about. However, made from pineapple leaves, cork or fruit waste, then you would think that there isn't any plastic in it and therefore it would biodegrade better and is less environmentally impactful. So that is much better in my opinion when it comes to vegan leather. Now all of these fruit fibered leathers are still experimental. There are a few on the market and it is starting to come up. However, they are very, very expensive and a lot of our high street stores can't afford to use them, and even some of our designer brands think that they're far too expensive considering that it's not real leather. And there's this kind of synonymous luxury kind of feeling with leather that hasn't yet translated over to vegan leather yet, but it is coming, especially with pineapple leaves, the cork and all of that sort of stuff. So that's everything for today's video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to click that beautiful red subscribe button down below. If you do want to see that vegan leather versus real leather video, let me know in the comments section below and I'll get started making that next. Please also check out my Etsy shop where you can buy cards and vectors to help support you in your everyday design life, and it really helps to support this channel. Alright, okay, thanks for watching. Alright, bye. Tra tra tra. Bye.